Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and it is my hope and prayer that this particular video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. Mwangi Kiunjuri, the Laikipia East Member of Parliament, yesterday delivered a message that is causing serious panic in Kenya Kwanza. According to Mwangi Kiunjuri, number one, he fully supports the constitutional reforms which are being raised by Azimio, which means he's definitely going to support any initiative which Raila Odinga is going to push. Number two, Mwangi Kiunjuri also reminded Kenya Kwanza that they should not be chest thumping because of legitimacy issues. And he reminded them that in 2022 general election, William Ruto got 7.1 million votes. Raila Odinga got 6.9 million votes, while those who abstained from voting were actually 7.8 million. So according to Mwangi Kiunjuri, William Ruto only got 7.1 million votes, while those who never voted for him or those who opposed him were actually 14 million. And therefore, the issue of legitimacy comes into the picture. And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, I want us to do a critical analysis about Mwangi Kiunjuri's statement. Because that statement, in my view, is significant politically speaking because of two or three things. Number one, Mwangi Kiunjuri was one of the close allies of the former President Uhuru Kenyatta. For those who follow the politics of this country very closely, when one of the closest allies of the president was kicked out of cabinet, Anne Waiguru, in 2015, Uhuru Kenyatta went and picked Mwangi Kiunjuri and he appointed him the Minister for Devolution. Devolution Ministry at that time was playing a critical role for Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta needed someone with a political experience to manage that docket. So after 2015, we had 2016 and 2017 election, Mwangi Kiunjuri really wanted to be the governor for Laikipia. Uhuru Kenyatta personally prevailed upon him not to go. So when Uhuru Kenyatta formed the next government, Mwangi Kiunjuri was given the Ministry for Agriculture, one of the biggest ministries. Most people by that time believed that Uhuru was actually grooming Mwangi Kiunjuri because the issues of the mountain are primarily agriculture. So Mwangi Kiunjuri was supposed to sort out all those issues. But as fate would have it, Mwangi Kiunjuri was actually left out or kicked out of government in 2018 because he was supporting William Samoei Arap Ruto. So as fate would have it, Mwangi Kiunjuri formed his party, tried the best he could, and he was able to make a political comeback as a member of parliament. But recently, William Ruto did something to him, which I think is also significant. William Ruto decided to appoint Ketu Waruguru as a chief administrative secretary. You know, most of you guys, when those things happen, you just think they happen because of that. William Ruto was actually checkmating Mwangi Kiunjuri. So Mwangi Kiunjuri's statement is significant. Number two, Mwangi Kiunjuri also comes from the mountain and a key player as at that matter. And yes, his own political party. So in this video, I want us to look at why Kenya Kwanza are actually worried. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time you produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want you guys to continue supporting the channel in the best way you can. The best one is just press that that thumbs up button, drop your comments and also share. And for those who can, please, you can also send me coffee. I want to thank Stephen Ngatia. I've just seen your wave when I was doing this particular video. Now, let us get back to the main issue. Why do I believe that Kenya Kwanza are actually worried about that statement by Mwangi Kiunjuri? Number one is, what is Mwangi Kiunjuri up to? That is one of the questions which is currently in Kenya Kwanza. Why would he declare publicly his support for Raila Odinga's demands? Why would he advise UDA to stop just thumping? Is it possible, I'm just now playing real politics, is it possible that Ruto is behind Mwangi Kiunjuri's statement? Because remember, in UDA, Rigathi Gachagua and the group are just thumping. Is there a possibility that it's now Ruto who is asking Kiunjuri, who is not a member of UDA because he has his own party, service party, to tell these guys to stop just thumping, to remind them that we are in a situation we are in, not because we have the majority, but because of by the grace of the Lord. So I tend to think that probably maybe Ruto, because politics is always dirty, maybe it's Ruto who is making these kind of strategies to tame Rigathi Gachagua. So for me, I'll be keenly watching the event as they unfold. Rigathi Gachagua and Mwangi Kiunjuri. There's also the possibility that there are certain politicians from Kenya Kwanza who are now trying to realign themselves with Uhuru Kenyatta. Remember the other day, you saw there were those members of parliament who claimed that they wanted to reconcile Uhuru and Rigathi. And if Rigathi will not accept, then for them, they will start working with Uhuru Kenyatta. So it's all about politics. So the question they are worried about is, what is Kiunjuri up to? Is he about to challenge Rigathi, who is opposed to these deals? Or is he doing all this because he's trying now to realign himself with what Uhuru Kenyatta believes in, because Uhuru is actually pro what Raila Odinga is doing? So that's number one. The other worry, and this is the biggest worry in Kenya Kwanza, is that this kind of statement coming out from someone of the caliber of Mwangi Kiunjuri means that more people, more leaders from Kenya Kwanza, from the mountain, might come out and start talking. You know, after the last election, when Kenya Kwanza swept the mountain, their approach to politics is not the usual, the mountain we know. They are actually restrained from talking. Remember, even Rigathi Gachagua was stopped by Ruto from holding meetings with members of parliament from the mountain. Those are the realities. And now that Mwangi Kiunjuri is coming out to speak, the other day we saw the Kenyan member of parliament coming out to speak, then it means that more voices from the mountain are likely to start emerging. And that is something which, in my view, I don't think Kenya Kwanza will be taking lightly. Probably they are figuring out the 2032 succession politics, their place in Kenyan politics. So if you are Ruto, if you are Mudavadi, and there's a chance now that this kind of statement coming, more people will start talking, what would you do? You would be worried. Number three, if you ask me, is the question about, is there something which is holding the mountain from speaking? Let us face it. If there's a group of people who really want the BBI to be revived, it is the leadership from the mountain. They speak about it in low tones, but Mwangi Kiunjuri is now coming out. Why am I saying this? The other day we saw in media that long line with the huge people. Was it in Ruai constituency, where people had gone for bursaries? Someone actually, I think, lost his life. People took their calculators and calculated whether it was possible based on the CDF allocation. So the general consensus in Mount Kenya currently is that they really needed that one man, one vote, one shilling thing, which can only happen through BBI. There's also this story that when the constitutional reviews, when the IBC will be reviewing the constituencies, several constituencies in the mountain will disappear, like Kieni and the rest. So the question is there something holding the mountain from speaking? And therefore, by Mwangi Kiunjuri speaking, because he's not a member of UDA, will other people also speak, especially those from UDA Party? Because UDA is the dominant party in the mountain. The other thing which is worrying William Ruto and his brigades over this particular statement by Mwangi Kiunjuri is the question of numbers, the legitimacy. You know, if there's one thing William Ruto would not want to be discussed, is the issue of numbers. The truth is, you can win the presidency of the Republic of Kenya as long as you get 50% vote plus one. William Ruto got 50% based on IBC, 50%. Then he added 200,000 votes. Then there's these stories of vote rigging and the rest and the rest. Then the people who never voted. So the issue of his legitimacy, because William Ruto would want anything to happen to him, but not anybody questioning his legitimacy. And that's why William Ruto is not going to allow anything which will push for the opening of the servers. And in fact, I just completed that video. It's posted up there. You can check it. And lastly, Mwangi Kiunjuri's statement could also be interpreted to mean that there is kind of silent disappointment from the mountain. The leadership from the mountain who supports Ruto are actually disappointed. But because of collective responsibility, they can't speak. They are being gagged. If Rigathi Gachagua as the deputy president cannot meet members of parliament from the mountain alone, without authority from Ruto, surely. So the question is Mwangi Kiunjuri now trying to give the mountain a new voice? I don't know what you think. That's my take. Let me hear from you. Thank you, guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.